All right, what's up, guys? We're gonna check this out. This is a pretty cool idea that I came up with this morning, and you could do this both ways. This is really what I'm gonna try and share, and I haven't proven this, but it makes sense. Actually, I kind of have, because it's how I bought the mulcher and the excavator. It's how I made that all come together, just in a slightly different way, but the principle is still the same. So if you do not let not having the equipment, this is what it's about. Do not let having the equipment already, or even having it on rent, right, scheduled for rent, or even really knowing where it's at, don't let that right there stop you from bidding on larger jobs. And when I say larger jobs, or even smaller jobs, just jobs that you don't have the equipment for. So here's what I want to talk about. I looked at it's rock and dirt this morning in my morning coffee, and right here it's pretty sweet. There's a really nice, it's a 2006 JD 450 DLC. It's got an Isuzu motor. You know, it says it all checks out really good. It's $71,000 for that size of a machine. Then over here, I thought this was interesting. And there's deals like this all the time. This Morbark chipper, it's a 2036. This is a badass chipper because it's on tracks. It would be good for a large job site that you could continually move it, say power line, land clearing, stuff like that, for $194,000. And then the other one that I thought was a good sort of case study, and this isn't perfect, but you've got this 3055 Cat with 375 hours. That's a damn good deal on that machine. For that, that's a good deal. If you guys need a cat, there's a good deal right there. Diamond Land and Cattle LLC, right there. That's a good price on that machine. So here's the deal. If you get a job that you can utilize this machine on for, say, 3 to 4 months, it's going to be $71,000. So if you were to rent that machine, it's probably, I know here, okay, I might flash back, but I'm going to drive now. We're heading to go move snow with the 308 today. Back to the 450 and that size of a job. So if you have a job that can justify that size of a machine, I would say you would need to have the job for about a 3-month period, because here's the deal. So you can, and remember, this can work for mini excavators as well. You can bid the job. Say you bid the job at $700,000, for example. So within that bid, and this is lightly touching on the fact, and you guys ask me how do I exactly bid jobs and stuff like that. This is really getting into how I would go about doing this and acquiring an asset equipment while you're at it for a fraction of the cost of new, and you're not paying rental. And I'm also going to say that I've only been running my own excavation company, the business side of it, for about 2 full years now. Going on 2017 will be the 3rd. So I don't know everything. And how you can get equipment and not pay rental on it. So back to that 450. Let's say you got a job. You're going to bid this job at $750,000. It's a road work job. Maybe you're moving a bunch of dirt. You're moving a couple, million yards of dirt with it, whatever. It's $71,000. You could probably call that person right now and say, I'll give you $65,000 for it today, and they'll probably take it. Generally in sales and in buying stuff, you can pretty much always save 10%. So you could probably get that thing for $65,000. If you were to rent that machine for the equivalent, which would be a 3-month job, you would pay probably, let's just call it $15,000 a month for easy math. So you would pay in rental $45,000 to rent that machine for a 3-month period. Okay. Now for only $20,000 more, you can buy that machine, or buy a machine that would do the same work and get the job done. The huge benefit that is there for you is, instead of having money that you'll never get back, aka the rental money, you're never going to get that back. It's a good tax write-off, don't get me wrong, on that part. But for an extra 20 grand out of a $750,000 job, that is 10% of the job is $70,000. So if you're making at least, which you should be making at least 10% on your job cost, you know, anywhere from, I'd say, probably like 12 to 15% on the low side, like 40, 50% on the high side. And I think you get into larger commercial stuff like that. I'm saying it could potentially be a commercial job. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's a big private job. So let's say you're going to make 140 grand on that job. That's 20%. That's shooting in the middle. So that's going to be your profit margin for that job. So you can look at it this way. There's a new 2017 Duramax with the new L5P. It's got the hood scoop on it. Those things are sweet. I'm so ADD. So 140 grand you make on that $750,000 job, actually 150. So let's take $20,000 off of that net profit. You're profiting 130 grand by spending an extra $20,000 that you wouldn't have normally spent on if you were going to rent that machine. So let's look at it this way. Oh, we got fire truck or somebody. Oh no, it's not. It's the plow truck. Instead of profiting $150,000, you're going to profit $130,000 because you ended up buying this machine. Okay, so there's that $20,000 extra that you have to put in to purchase the machine versus just paying for the rental. So the rental is going to be $45,000. You're going to put that into your cost of the job anyways. So that $45,000 is already figured into the overall cost, your cost of the job. So that $45,000 is coming out of the, it would be if you profit $150, it's going to cost you $600,000 to do this job. Okay, so the part of that $600,000 that goes towards the rental of the excavator costs $45,000. So less the total cost, your total cost of the job, less the cost of the excavator rental, which is $45,000. So you take $600,000 minus $45,000. Your cost before the excavator rental is $555,000. Okay, so that's already figured in there. Now, if you look at it this way, after the job is done, your net profit is $130,000 if you buy that $65,000 piece of equipment. Okay, so that's your net profit, but you're left with a $65,000 asset that you now own, that you now can use for other jobs. And maybe you only have one of those jobs per year, and that's why a machine like that is good, because if you get one of those jobs per year, right, then you can build that machine out at $15,000 a month, or whatever the going rate is for that machine. You can build that machine out, and it's going to make you more money. So you could, over a 5-year period, let's say that machine grosses you $50,000 a year in work for over a 5-year period, you're going to make $250,000 off of that machine. Now let's take 30% for equipment or for repairs on that thing. So you're at $75,000 in repairs on that thing because of its age, because of its it's got 14,000 hours or something on it. So let's say you have $75,000 in repair on that machine, but over a 5-year period it's made you $250,000. Your net profit on that machine is going to be $175,000 over a 5-year period with doing one 3-month job per year. And that's that's only figuring the net profit off of the machine. So that's what, and you can apply the same concept to smaller equipment. So a small 305 mini, a 10,000 pound mini excavator, a skid steer. The only thing with equipment that's used that I don't particularly like, that has a lot of hours or a lot of wear and tear on it is that your susceptibility, I'm sorry, let's take that back. So equipment with a lot of hours, a lot of wear and tear on it that you're going to use a lot, that you're going to really depend on, unless it's reasonably easily replaceable by renting a machine for the time being when that machine is down. But the older machines with the higher hours, the more wear and tear, are much more susceptible to breaking down, and that causes downtime. And downtime is your biggest killer of money, production, efficiency, all that stuff. You want to avoid downtime at all costs. So if you do this with the smaller machine that's going to get more consistent use throughout the year, make sure you can quickly replace that machine for the time being while that machine is down. Okay, so say you got a little mini excavator, an 8-ton machine, you buy it for $15,000, you can use that thing all season long. You're going to pay for it within the season, double that money, no problem. Make sure that if that machine breaks down, you can either A, get it fixed within like a half a day on site, or B, you can leave, just whatever, just get it fixed, and you can take your truck, trailer, you can go pick up a new rental one and continue working on that project and finish that project. So there's pros and cons to everything. This is just an idea that I came up with when I was looking at that this morning, but it's a very reasonable way to purchase equipment and or save/make money on, save money on rental, make money on equipment. And if you don't have 70 grand to buy that thing right now, that's okay. Just bid the job, get the job for $750,000, get your down payment on that, which let's say it's half, so you're going to get let's call it $400,000. Bam, like take 65 of that, buy the equipment, get a float, a 30-day float after you get paid. Just, it's all in how you present yourself, how you set up the contracts, how you negotiate with your product suppliers, all that stuff, and the relationships that you build that will allow you to build and grow an excavation company. So hope you guys like this. This gives you a little bit of insight onto sort of the ideas, the philosophies that I use to go about bidding and doing projects. So you guys rock. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Check you later. See you. Bye.